If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If this mind becomes pleasant, we call it peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If these emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If these life energies become pleasant, we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this ecstasy. If our surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to create pleasantness in our surroundings, we need the cooperation of various people and forces around us. But pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion and energy is 100% your business. Yes or no?
I agree.
So, if you want to make this your business, before midnight you must register for In Engineering Online. It's free, otherwise tomorrow morning you can pay and register.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. Well, this has been such a treat, and before we wrap this thing up, we have time for a few questions.
All right.
Not you, them.
No, I'm just checking the people out.
Hi, thank you so much. Sadhguru talked about the Annamaya Kosha, which is the body kosha. There are 5 koshas in the applied yogic sciences, which work the entire system of the body, from the mind to the heart to the breath to the energy.
I need all that.
And the heart. There are thousands of years of manuals, from classical yoga, which is just meditation, to Hatha yoga, to the Tantrika, that provide ways of being that Sadhguru has expressed the top of tonight. So it's not an abstraction at all. It's just like what you guys do on Hotboxing, which is break down how you get to the soul of yourself by moving through your ego, by practicing goodness towards others. So
That's real tough, too. It's a difficult process. For me it was, for me.
No, the thing is this. Well, just to explain this, a Sadhguru means an uneducated guru. He is not a PhD in all these things. He is unread. I don't know any books. I just know this piece of life from its origin to its ultimate nature. If you want to know life, the only life that you can know is this life. You cannot know another life because you can only experience this one. Can you experience something else? You can only experience this life, if at all, if you experience. So, if you want scholarship, there are many things. But if you want realization, in is the only way out. He's already been espousing that. If you want scholarship, if you want PhD in spiritual process, that's a different matter, it's an academic stuff. But if you want realization, in is the only way out. Why do you think there are books about life? You should read a book about life only if you are not alive. Suppose you are not alive, then to know about life you must read a book. When you are the life, hello? The only thing that you need to do is turn inward. Inward means what? Right now the only way you are perceiving anything is through the 5 senses of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting and touching. This is the way you know the world. None of these things are geared to turn inward. You can't roll your eyeballs inward and scan yourself. You can hear this, but you can't hear so much activity that's happening here. If an ant crawls upon your hand, you can feel it. So much blood flowing, you cannot feel it because the sense organs are essentially outward bound. So, To turn inward, you need a different faculty. To activate that, to engage in that is the most important thing because life is very brief. Only miserable people have a long life. If you're joyful and exuberant, it's a very brief life. Yes, it's very, very brief. Have you noticed on a particular day, you're very happy, 24 hours, poof, went off like a moment? You're a little depressed. 24 hours feel like 10,000 years. Hello? Because only miserable people can have a long life. Otherwise, it's a very brief life. In this brief life, the most important thing is you know the nature of your existence. Don't add all kinds of philosophies to this. This is very simple. It's like you bought a phone, a new phone. Should you read the user's manual in the first 3 days? Or should you read it after 3 years when you're discarding it? This is all. The first 3 days if you read it, you'll use the phone effectively, isn't it? To use this effectively, quickly, as quickly as possible, we must get this. Then we live life without you being an impediment in your own life. Other impediments are always there. Other things are always there, we need to learn to ride it. If you don't learn to ride it, it'll crush you, of course. You see California, people are riding the waves. What is the dream of a wave rider? One day he would like to do the tsunami. Yes or no? One who is really good at it, what is he dreaming of? One day when the tsunami comes, he would like to be riding on the wave. Those who do not know how to ride the wave, they're terrified of it. This is all it is. The instruments of life must be in your hands. If they're in your hands, whatever life throws at you is not your choice. What you make out of it is your choice. This will not come out of scholarship. This will come by turning inward. This is why inner engineering. You engineer yourself the way you want yourself to be.
I agree.
What bothers you, and if nothing bothers you, why not?
This is Jim Gray right here, sir, by the way.
If you will make the word bother a little more clear, you mean to say why?
What disturbs your peace of mind?
Oh, nothing does, because I have not given that privilege to anything or anybody that they can decide what happens within me.
So anything that happens surrounding you or affecting you effectively doesn't bother you because you just don't what? What is the mechanism?
See, it's just this. As I said just now, what life throws at you is not your choice. It throws all kinds of things. The more active you are, more number of things are being thrown at you. But what you make out of it within yourself is 100% yours, isn't it? Now, if you are a compulsive reaction to what life throws at you, then everything will bother you. Good things and bad things, everything will bother you. But if you are a conscious response to whatever is thrown at you, you will see everything is a certain challenge. Some we can handle, some we don't know how to handle. Some situations we know how to handle, some situations we don't know how to handle. So, are you a Superman that you know how to handle everything? No. This is not about being superhuman. This is about realizing being human is super. So it's not that you know everything and you can handle everything, no. Some you can handle, some you cannot handle. But are you a conscious response to life or are you a compulsive reaction to life? This is all you can take care of.
Anybody else? This is so cool.
How do you, if, with the good work, the work that you're doing, sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the result, the desire of what you're trying to do. How do you detach, but at the same time help? I'm using these simple things, but how do